Good evening and welcome to the craft store. You're watching a little VT I've made of some of the samples made with tonight's beautiful brand new and exclusive collection from the John Next Door range. This launches tonight at 6 o'clock. I will show you through, don't worry. I'm going to show you the dies, I'm going to show you the boards, I'm going to explain everything so that you can all see exactly what's going on. Sorry, I'm waiting. I'm making sure everything's working properly. And yeah, nothing seems to be. Oh, we are. We're working fine. It's me. So, just a quick reminder, if you are watching us on YouTube, thank you for watching us on YouTube. It's very, very kind of you to do that. But we can only see comments on Facebook. So, if you're watching, then we can only see the comments on Facebook. And we're having a timing problem, I think. So let's have a look. Let's go. Hello, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining me. I'm having some Wi-Fi problems here by the looks of things. So I hope this is going out okay because I can't actually see anything at the moment because we've got problems with the with my internet. Yeah, it's working. I'm getting comments. Hello Jackie, hello Yvonne, hello Shirley. Who else have we got? And Catherine and Helen Louise and loads of you. So thank you for joining me tonight. So what am I talking about? Well, it's a brand new launch. So these have not been seen anywhere else. In fact, we've got this on a little bit. If you look on the website, so if you actually click onto the website to look at the products, you'll actually see that they are all working. If I get this right, they are all, there we go. I think we're getting that right. Yes, it's working. Sorry, I'm having lots and lots of problems with the internet at the minute. So if you have a look on there, you'll see that we're talking about a pre-order. And what that means is the stock is physically here. It's in the country. It is in a van and it is due to be dispatched from Tuesday. So it says the 17th, but it's actually coming out from Tuesday. So don't worry too much. It will be out from Tuesday. And so you will be able to see it. So what are we actually talking about? So it's all well and good me going, oh yeah, look at this beautiful samples. I will show you the samples in a minute, but I want to show you the dies. These are the 3 brand new dies we're launching tonight. And this bundle is available at £40.50. So you're saving over 10%. You're saving over 50, you're saving over £4.50, so you're saving just over 10% on these. This is an exclusive launch, so these will only be available here at the moment. But one of the things I have to tell you on this bundle is that before we came live, over 50% of it had already sold. And it is one of our limited editions, so we have hundreds, we don't have thousands, so it is one of our limited editions. So I'm going to take you through it because this is part of the Framemaker collection. So you're going to get all 3 die sets in this, which is crazy. So your first one, which is this one, which is the JND 519 Sea Holly Wreath. This is absolutely gorgeous, and if you see on the packet, it says it's 5 and 3/4. It has a 5 and 3/4 frame. It has a 5.5 inch sort of circle in there. It's beautiful. I'll take you through each individual bit, and the flower is matched to this frame exactly. Then you've got the matching piece for it, and this is almost a sort of can go inside but also go separately. So this one is the 5 inch, and this is our beautiful scalloped frame maker, and it has this beautiful scallop all the way around. It'll make more sense when I show you on the boards and I show you on the overhead. Then we've got the new flower. Now this is called the Sea Holly, and I did a die a couple of years ago called the Thistle Flower, and it's sold out. We never brought it back, and everyone said, oh please can you bring that back? We haven't. What I've done is I've redrawn it, so this is not the same as the Thistle. The petals are wider, so it gives you a perfect full circle, which they didn't. And this is also a colour through die, which the original wasn't, so you can colour through this. In fact, I know I shouldn't do this, but let me find See, I had all the samples. Oh, they're right in front of me. But this is a colour through dye. So you see there, you can actually colour through the dye. That's all on white card. So that's the 3 dyes in the set, and they are available tonight at £40.50. But as I said, it is a limited stock. So it is a limited stock item. It's part of our limited collection. And it has already been really selling, and loads of people in comments are saying, oh, I ordered it earlier, I ordered it earlier. If you did, thank you so much. We really appreciate your support. Certainly as through the craft store, you are coming to us live. So you're coming to us live and you're coming to us direct. So everything is coming directly from us via the Art of Craft and Crafts too. So you're shopping direct with us. And again, remember, it is free P&P on every order on the Art of Craft over £20. So over £20, it's free P&P. So this bundle is free P&P. This will be sent to you for just the £40.50. It's crazy. Now, we're going to go on and move over to the overhead because I want you to see now. I'm going to take you through the dies. So I'm going to take you through, first of all, this sea holly frame. So we've got there, you can see we've got the bundle, but you can, if you want to, buy these individually. So if you want to have just the sea holly frame, I'm going to be honest with you, you can do loads with this, but when you put them together, there's so much more that you can do. There really is. There's so much you can genuinely do with this. So this is, you can see, this is the packaging. Let's take that one off, that's separate. But that's everything you're getting there. It is an absolutely massive die set. So you're getting an outside line at 5 3/4, which is absolutely perfect for matting and layering with all of my other frame maker dies. So it will work perfectly with those. Then you get this beautiful panel here. And this has that sea holly flower in 3 sizes in the corner. You can actually drop the actual flowers from the sea holly on top of it and sort of offset as our Carol's done here. Can you see where she's put the flower? Look, they're the same size. So the flowers in that frame are the same size as in the flower that's actually in that frame. I've got so many samples to show you, but please have a look. Sam put the gallery out and it's amazing. Oh, Biddy said, I ordered my bundle earlier as well as some 3D glue gel. Can't wait for it to arrive. You'll love the glue gel. I'm using it. I've never used so much in my life. It's so easy. So of course you're getting that. Then you're getting, this is almost, and this, if you think this is all year round, because this is going to be so good for Christmas, because that gives you a perfect 1/2 inch wreath with dotted holes. You've got this crazy daisy double insert, so you don't have to do it in 4 pieces. The circles can take 2. So that will cut you a perfect 1/2 inch wreath every single time. Then you've got the next one, really fine this one. This is another 1/2 inch wreath, but this one is just 3 inches. So this one is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is sort of 4.5, is it? Let's check it. This is 4.5. This is a 3 inch wreath. So that gives you a perfect mini wreath. Just spot on. I'm going to show you the boards. Then you've got 2 again inserts, and I'm going to show you how these work, because these are a kind of new concept, because these are what we're calling punch dies. So these, if you notice, there's always holes. There's no holes to prick these out. These have been made deeper, so they punch that pattern in, which lets us get finer detail than any dies have ever done. Then you've got a circle in the middle, which gives you a perfect circle of those crazy daisies, a circle, and then an insert cut for that daisy pattern, that crazy daisy. Crazy daisy as a collection is coming later. You know, we're splitting things down. So let me just take you through this one. So that's what you're going to get as your panel cut. And of course, if you use the wreath on this, you can do that as a perfect frame with a perfect, exactly the same edge at top and bottom. So you've got lots of different options just with that background. And the thing I love on this, these perfect circles here, matching with the circles we did in the 7x5s, but you can thread ribbon through these and make beautiful ribbon pieces across it. So if you just cut the inserts in, you'll get that beautiful floral wreath cut in. Same again with the 2 smaller ones, and same again with the mini one. I just love that. Cutting out the square on its own gives you a perfect 5 3/4 inch frame, all sized, yeah? And then here you've got your circle, which comes out of the middle of that, with that punched in and that little crazy daisy in the middle. And I love this. Karen Dovy's just said, I'm so glad you split your collections too. We split our collections now into basically chunks, so you pick which bit you want and we make them affordable. Excuse me. We want to make them as affordable as we can. So that, of course, is one bit, but if that's just one, all the rest of this comes out from this same die set. So again, you can get this, as you can see on screen, at £19.99, or you can get the full bundle of all 3 die sets at £40.50, which is crazy pricing. So you see, when you cut that circle wreath, you get dots all the way around it. Beautiful dots laid all the way around. Oh, good evening from Newcastle. We've got Elizabeth saying evening from Newcastle. Let us know where you're watching from tonight. I love to know. And of course, that's what happens if we put the inserts in. But you can't tell. It's very hard to see. I've got to look really close to see where the linkage is, where it's missing. It looks like a perfect circle. Of course, again, we've got it in a smaller size. Circle from the middle. A plain circle again to go behind that. And then the other circles from the middle and the centre. So much in that one. It is crazy. But what's the next one? Why have we paired these together? And this is the first question that I would ask, which is why have you paired these together? Well, this is the next die set, and this is our beautiful scalloped wreath. Now this, I think, is just gorgeous. The idea is of this one. Oh, we've got Watch It from Eastbourne, Sofa with the Doggies, Loughborough, Selston Notts, Crayford, Leeds, Bideford, oh, North Devon, lovely place, Cleethorpes, our Samantha. I had family in Cleethorpes, used to go there a lot. So this side gives you, again, a perfect framemaker wreath with 2 inserts. This time it's got a rose leaf style into it, so you can put individual leaves in there, or use it for Christmas and pretend it's holly. You could get away with that so much. Oh, between Coventry and Rugby. Very nice. But it has a scalloped outside edge. But then what I've given you in this set, apart from the inserts, is then 3 full sets of, and we've got Essex as well, Gainsborough, Burnham for our lovely Helen, Hull. Loving this. Everyone's telling us where they're from. So you've got a beautiful scallop, same scallop mat to go in it, and a plain circle and a dotted circle in 3 sizes. So if I bring in the board, you can see what you can actually achieve with this. Sorry, I know I'm wittering so much, but I'm absolutely loving this. So use those inserts and you get that beautiful, to me it's a rose leaf, but you could put dark green and some red berries on, and that would be holly. That's a perfect holly wreath, really, I think, as well. Then that's what happens when you put them together with that scallop. So you've got that beautiful scallop on the outside and a really nice plain centre. You can cut it on its own, so you can cut it to go back. But the idea is, I've got to show you this one. The idea is really sort of matching up those scallops would be a nightmare. Look, that one was designed to go behind and fill it if you want to from the other set. But then you've got those 3 sets. So you've got 3 sizes with scallop, 3 sizes of plain circle. Then you've got the inserts to give you dots in those circles, which you can use on their own. I love doing that just on a card and putting a sentiment in it. Ah, Dawny, I know you're in Grimsby, our Dawny. That's lovely. Oh, and Sherilyn is watching from Lytham St Anne, said she ordered at lunchtime. Again, thank you so much for ordering. The stock has been going absolutely crazy all day. We didn't realise, Jane and I have been speaking, going, oh, no. So it's fair warning, because obviously we don't reorder. And then I've got to show you our Carol has done us a beautiful flower board for the sea holly. And this, I know everyone's going to ask how this one's done. So I think I'm going to have to get our Carol on her group, Coffee Chat and Craft, to do a video of making this one and these ones, because they're just beautiful. But you can see here, it's a slimline die, so it fits through your small machines. absolutely perfectly. Oh, Debbie's watching from Nuneaton. I used to live in Nuneaton. Debbie, I used to live in Whitestone, if you know where that is. When I first moved down south from Sheffield. So let's just, sorry, I'm going on to the wrong bit now. But you can see different flowers you can make, different colour mixes. You've even got the beautiful centres. So you can get hold of, if you want to, you can get that on its own. So you can get that on its own at just $7.99. And one of the things that we really wanted to do is I've made the slimline dies so that they now fit through your slimline machines. So you can cut them at home or cut them, in front of the telly at night. But they just work so well to me as well, because it also makes it cheaper. So you can have a brand new flower for $7.99 rather than $14.99. Oh, good evening, Christine. It was lovely to see you yesterday at the workshop. I did a workshop yesterday down in Frimley. So that's taking you through the boards. What I want to do is take you through some of the samples as well that we've got here, because the samples of these are just absolutely gorgeous. So these will actually all come from the bundle. So that's the die, and I'm going to, some of these are the video cards. So there are 6 videos already. Jackie Carroll's group is called Coffee, Chat and Craft. It's a sort of affiliate with ours. So always worth a join. So what you can see here is those flowers. Look, let me show you front on, because I think that's sometimes better with samples. Look. Those look as if they're in yellow and pink and lilac. They're not. You can colour through the die. And that's something that's different with this one, and I absolutely love. So that's how, but again, this one, this is a video card, but everything apart from the card blank is made with this collection. But you can see how beautifully those scallops that are inside that wreath set match perfectly with that wreath that sits on top of the scalloped wreath, and how beautifully the sea holly just works. And it's sized to time with all my leaves. So this is actually the I think this is the stitched vines, so they will fit with all of the leaves. Again, a little simple one, just the little wreath. These are all video cards. There are 6 videos on YouTube showing you how to make all of these. But you can see here again, just cut in. So literally just cut in. Let's flick it back overhead, because sometimes it's easier to show you overhead. This again, video, but look, that background, how strong it works in this beautiful. And remember, all of these cards are available. So I'm just going to show you. So if I put the link on, I've just put the link onto Facebook to show you where you can actually get them from. But this is what happens when you click through. So just to show you the website. So when you click through that link, it will take you here, and you can see there's the bundle. There we've got our beautiful sea holly wreath die set. There we've got our beautiful scalloped wreath. There you've got your sea holly. There we've got the slimline dies. So we've put the slimline dies on, still at the special offer price of $32.99 for 4 sets. Then the individuals of those. Yeah, then you've got the Belinda flower, and then that's the card packs I've been using tonight. And these work out at about 30p a sheet, so I'm going to be using the pink in a minute. But that's that beautiful green I've used on that sample there that we were just looking at. Just beautiful. So there, using that coconut white and black, which again, we have put onto the page. So if you need some more coconut white or some more black, you can check onto there and you'll be able to see, get those. I think they're just $3.25 a pack, which works out 32.5p a sheet. It's crazy. Here's one of our Leslie's tying that beautiful wreath in the chocolate browns with the stitched dogwood. Here she's done one of her mantelpiece pleasers in white. But you can see how beautifully it works with the glitter, and each layer, you don't have to use the different layers. Yeah, you really don't. So Margaret's just said, hello everyone, why do I always have difficulty finding you? I don't know, Margaret, we're at 6 o'clock on the craft store nearly every Sunday, apart from next week, but I'll tell you that at the end, I'll explain. We're going on a day. Oh, Wendy's just bought a set, thank you. Beautiful. But this, oh, one of my pearls has moved, that really annoys me. So this is not here yet, so this is a little bit later collection, but you see how beautifully it works, and they're just done in the yellows. So that's some of the packaging shots and some of the videos. I will take you through, I'll take you through a few more, and then I will do some demoing, I promise, because I've waffled for 20 minutes already. So again, look at this. What a clever card, and sort of arched card from our Leslie, where she's used that scallop wreath and cut out the middle. What a beautiful idea. Love this. Tying it in with the layering dies, with the scalloped layering dies I did a couple of years ago. Again, all designed to match with everything I've brought previously. This centre is coming in a few weeks, sorry. But it's mixed together. We always show everything mixes. But again, with the scallop squares that were in that scallop layering set, everything ties in. This has got to be one of our Carols. Love this. Carol's put a different colour behind each one of these little crazy daisies, and then onto black for that scalloped wreath look. And remember, none of these are Christmas. Not one of these has been done for Christmas, and you can do so many of these for Christmas. They would really, really, absolutely beautifully work. So that's a few of the samples. I've got loads more to show you, but I thought really I need to sort of start putting, you know, demoing and putting a card together. So I wanted to show you how easy it is to cut these framemaker pieces. They are the easiest things ever to do. So here I've got a piece of coconut white and a piece of pink. And these have come, so this is our coconut white, which again is available on the page that's got this new collection on there, if you're wanting that one. Oh, Karen, I think the circle would make a lovely base for a hat card. It would. What a nice idea, Karen. It would take it somewhere else, wouldn't it? It really, really would. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut the two wreaths together. Really simply. So this is just, and it's in one piece. So you're talking about one piece, and it gives you a really nice waist piece. So we just slap that down. I've got it onto the softest pink here. Tape it down, simple and done. Putting your inserts in, really easy. Because there's only two, not four, like you would have in a square. Oh, Miriam's just suggested a rocker card. What a fabulous idea, Miriam. Love that idea. So you pop that down, and you've only got two inserts. But can you see, it's really hard to get them wrong, because they just fit in the space. As long as it's even, it's done. And tape that. Take your second one and tape that. So Debbie's just asked, when is Christmas? I think we're looking Christmas coming out in about a month's time, I think middle of July. But it's not a big collection this year. It's a limited edition collection, and it's not a massive collection this year. I think there's only 13 dies in the entire, 13 die sets in the entire Christmas collection. And sometimes we go mad and I go like 30, so there's nowhere near as many this year. But all I have to do is to run those through. And of course, what I will get are absolutely beautiful pieces. So you see, what I can do is that can go straight onto there. I don't need to put another colour in. Oh, we've got Jean joining us from the Isle of Bute. Lovely. Nice to see you, Jean. Thank you. I think you're winning the award for the furthest out at the moment. Without a shadow of a doubt. Thank you to everyone who's watching, and everyone who's watching on YouTube. I can't believe how many people are watching. So, this is one of those that you'd think, well, that one is going to be difficult to cut. Now, look. Pop it out. Every single bit of that has cut through. Absolutely every single bit. So it's not difficult, even though it's fine. So of course, I'm not going to prick that out because that's the most boring thing ever. But I am going to keep this center because I want to use it. But you can see there, and again, look, this is what I was saying. Keep the center of this one. So I want those two because they're perfect circles. No, Andrea. Yes, you win, Andrea. You're in Boston, I believe. Oh, and Cheryl DeNorch is in the USA. Oh, Karen, that's very kind of you to say. Thank you. That is really kind of you to say. But you see there, absolutely perfect every single time. You get that scallop. So yeah, just to show you, that's the one that's just come out of the die. That's the one I cut earlier, so I'm not faking it. You get a perfect 1 inch with the scallop and a really crisp edge. Karen says it's a family affair. It is a family affair. I really believe that. I think we are. Oh, it's San Diego, Andrea. Ooh, lovely. I hope you're all right at the moment. So I'm only going to use one of those. But this is what to me is really clever about the frame makers, and the same in the wreath. And I know I'm not supposed to say that because it's my range and my idea. But I keep saying, oh no, I'll not be doing any more. And then I think, oh, wouldn't it be nice to have a big piece like that? I think that, yeah, wouldn't it be nice to have, oh, if I had a die that did that and a frame that did that. So if I want to put a different colour behind this, and I do, I'm going to go. Ooh, Shahab is in the Costa del Sol. Yeah, afraid you're not the furthest now, Shahab. Andrea's definitely the furthest, I think, in San Diego. But you see there, you've got a different colour pink. Or what I could do, and I'm going to use one of the beautiful spring greens, because I think these are so nice. This is what's so different about wreath and circle frame makers. And I only ever did one of these last year at Christmas. Is that if you want to try and make this from plain circles, first of all, you can, because of course you can put 2 circle dies together and quite easily make yourself a beautiful wreath. But it is really, really hard to get it even all the way around. I've tried and tried and tried, and it is so difficult to do. Whereas this means it's perfect every single time. But secondly, this is also, you've got the dots. So you can see here, you've got those beautiful dots on the inside and the outside. So you would need to have dotted dies to match. Yeah? What's our lovely Nicola said? Being far away is not a competition, it's the love of crafting, especially John. Oh, thank you. And Nicola, all our frame makers are total game changer. Really makes cards more elegant. If it makes it easier and elegant, classic and elegant and easy is what I want. So you see now, I can put that on there. So I can have little green flowers. So I can have beautiful little green flowers really shining out of there. And it doesn't matter where I put that. It will fit. That is so hard to do with plain dies. In fact, it's virtually impossible because you've got to mark the top and everything. So I'm going to add a little bit of spray glue on here. But see, that's how easy it is. It's like shuffling cards and putting them together. It's got to be the simplest thing ever. But you see there how that works together. And how that little flower really, really shines. So I'm going to take a little bit of foam tape. Trick I'm always showing, so it's nothing new. With your foam tape your protective sheet off. And just run it round. If you take the protective sheet off, your foam tape will turn corners, which makes gluing circles together so much easier. Yeah, I didn't like the green, but the greens are lovely in this pack. I'm funny with green. I don't like green. We worked really hard on these greens. And I absolutely love them. I actually said to Jane, funnily enough, yesterday, I always hated green. I always did. And now I'm looking, oh, that's a nice green. That's a new one. If you can get it right. And the texture on this card, it's like the old Brazil, that beautiful sort of canvas texture. Makes it look so much more expensive. It kind of knocks that bright colour back. So you can see there, we've got absolutely gorgeous piece. So what I've done is, I've already cut that die. And again, this is one I want to show you. So this is one I want to show you because it is so easy to do. Our Leslie's saying that she's not classy. Oh, trust me, you're a classy lassie, our Leslie. Yeah, Nicola's right. So if you want to get it completely right, You want it to be exactly 5 3/4 inches. Then you just put the 2 dies together and you leave that like that, and you just run it through. And although this is detailed, this does cut like an absolute dream. So while this is cutting, I am going to just do this one. So what I've done is I've glued this down to one of the pinks in that soft pinks pack. This is a more like the flamingo pink that's in there. Just because it really shines. And I've added a few pearls on, and of course I made sure the centres of the flowers fit our pearls perfectly. So you can see there, top fold, repeating pattern. But that to me, as it stands, even with just something like that in, or just a plain one, these are your options. If you just stamped a little sentiment in there, yeah, and then you put a few of the flowers on. Now obviously I've made a few flowers up already, and I'll show you. But if you just, it works. You know, there's so many places you can take this. Oh, I like that, Shahab. He's saying, he agreed, we're all John's angels. Everyone's an angel. You guys are what make this possible. And thank you so much. We are so grateful for our wonderful crafting family. And I would say that because it's not customers and it's not friends. I really feel like we are a complete crafting family. And I think that's really important, to be honest. So, just so that you know, we are over 2/3 of that bundle. Of this £40.50 bundle, we are over 2/3 of that gone. So, if anyone is thinking about it, just be aware that although you can get the individuals, so you can get it at £40.50, you can buy the Sea Holly frame, which is here, which obviously has that beautiful wreath in there on its own at £19.99, or you can get the beautiful Sea Holly flower on its own at £7.99, or if you're wanting, you can get just the scalloped wreath, which again is a full die set, at £16.99. So there are prices for everybody on the show. So I'm just going to put this on there, and I'm going to stick that on. But you see how that green really, really pops. Now, this is where someone said earlier about the 3D glue gel. This is where I'm going to use the glue gel. This is not a mix. You'd be really careful about this one. Christine says, beautiful set, John. Think I might have to talk to Penny tomorrow. Yeah, I would. From the conversation I've had, Christine, earlier. Oh, that one's empty. With our Jane. Give her a ring tomorrow. So I love doing this when I get to open a new one. Someone wouldn't buy a green car. People have been very funny on green, but I've got really into the greens recently. Seriously have. So just going to open. There we go. So again, you don't have to use foam tape, but I find the glue gel is really good for putting the wreaths on and getting them even. And you'll see in all of the videos, and our June is working so hard to get you written PDF instructions from the videos as well. She's got her new great-grandson to look after as well today. So she's really working so hard, bless her. Oh, well, look, good evening, our Sheila. So you can see that just how that works. And it fits in. Now, the reason that I wanted to put that on first is because I want to show you what I talked about in these. I said save the middles. So we've saved the middles, and that's because I wanted to explain what I meant when I said earlier about these being punch dies. So what that means is, if you see with this original one here, it's got the little release holes to take the little bits out. Yeah. Whereas these don't. These are solid. Now, normally that would be what you would say a deboss or an emboss die. But, and they're cut at like 2mm. We've had these cut deeper so that these work as a punch die. So these are supposed to punch through. You can lightly, if you want to. So you can lightly do it. So I'm going to put both in, so that you just get an emboss, but they're not designed to emboss, they're designed to punch. Yeah? So, all I'm going to do is run this through as normal on the normal sandwich. I don't know how it's going to react because this plate's a little bit damp because I didn't think to dry the plates off yesterday after we did a wet technique in the machine. But it'll be fine. So we run those through. So, as I said, this is a punch die. So you see there, this is because the plate's very mucky. It's punched through. If it hasn't finished, just run your scissors over the back. It will have. This looks terrible, sorry. It's because this plate is really, really bad. I should have cut up. It doesn't affect it on the front. You see there, every single one, look, is through and punched through. That's the idea. So it pushes, so it punches through. But then what I can do is, of course, we've included, if I switch to the other set, can you see that that lattice or that bigger circle fits that image there? So what I can do is I can take my green waste and I can cut that out so I can bring the colours kind of together. I wonder if I can get that through my mini because this one is cleaner. Oh, I can. Let's put it in. So I can cut a smaller green circle so I can really mix the two together. Just like this. So now for speed, I'm going to use a little bit of spray glue again. And also because I know that back is a little bit damp. So I can put that on. So I've got green. And then put that onto the pink. So I've got the perfect pink in the background. So take my glue eraser. We'll take that off, but you can hopefully you can see. Let's go forward, you might see this a little bit better. You see there, you've got the green and the pink and it just pulls them all together. So obviously I want to drop this in, so a little bit of our super tacky glue. For everyone who's been asking about the glue, it is on the water. It should be here soon. It is stuck at the moment. We're just waiting, I think, for the boat to come in. So you see why I used glue gel? Because I can rearrange perfectly. So there, I've got the perfect wreath piece and card. And I can go, right, oh no, that needs to come down a little bit, so I can move that down, move it around till I get that absolutely right. So there's a new idea in there of this punch die, and it lets us give die cut smaller patterns. It's taken quite a while to work on it, but what I wanted to show you next is I've cut my flowers to finish it off, and I need to grab, but I'm going to need to cut some leaves. So I'm using the small leaves. These are on that page, the leaf sprigs, because these were sized exactly to match with this flower. So if you didn't pick up the leaf sprigs, but you really like the sea holly, I would add these into your basket because it's really worth it, because these are sized exactly to match, and again, work with that smaller machete. Oh, our Nicola's singing When the Boat Comes In. Yeah, wasn't that would you remember that was a TV show, wasn't it? With James Boland from many, many years ago. So just to pull that colour out, so this is again in one of those beautiful spring green shades. So just going to pop these out. I found the best way with the sprigs is pop each thing out and then I can go and pull them out perfectly like that. Unless I've already torn one, so but that's me not doing things carefully. But I did say I'd show you the colour through. So I'll finish this and then I will show you what I mean about the colour through of the other die. So These were designed to fit exactly, and I've made myself up a set already, and I'll show you how these are done in a second, of the sea holly. So I've got the sea holly here cut in pink. Here's my card. Check, make sure I've got the top fold right. But you see what I mean? These are sized exactly to match the flower and the leaf. And we don't need to go too crazy at all on this. So a little bit of glue glaze. And all I'm going to do is, and I'm only going to use probably 2 flowers and 2 sprigs on this, a little bit of glue glaze on the back of each leaf. There we go. Cross that over. Because I want the flower stuck, I want it right, and it's just the way we seem to do things now. I'm going to take a little bit of glue glaze onto my flower, pop my back on, and we'll pop him there. I'm going to take one of the smaller here. So this is the smaller of those leaf sprigs. So as I said, if you missed out on the full collection of the slimline dies, that beautiful Toscana, Florentine, the Belinda flower, and these leaf sprigs, we have got that still. We've put that back on at the special offer of $32.99 just for tonight for everybody. So I'm going to take that one. Again, a little bit of glue gel. But you see how beautifully balanced that is. But of course, we've got 4 of these sea hollies just from cutting it. And you get 4 of the beautiful little mini centres. So you can, if you want to just add that little bit more decoration, you can add those on. But have a look at Carol's. The way Carol's made her board is beautiful. But that we've made virtually from scratch. No sentiment, but we're just playing through with that collection. And to me, that really sings. I think it really does. We don't need too many flowers, but you see how the sea holly works with that frame. The sea holly pulls it together. It's all cohesive, as if you've been really, really clever. So that's using those 2 as combination. But I did say I would show you the sea holly on its own, of what I mean about it being a colour through die. So let's just move on to the right screen, because I don't seem to ever be organised properly. So what I've changed on this one, if you can see, you've got here, let's come down a little bit. There we go, perfect. It's not just, oh, it's a roundy petal shape. I've drawn the petals. I've drawn this gap of metal to give us the perfect things on those flowers. So all I need to do, again, is just tape this down. Of course, it's one of the new style of slimline dies. All my flowers now, so far, are slimline dies to make it easier and cheaper, you know, and more cost effective for everybody. So if it's a case of, you know, you can still say, oh, well, I can have a new flower every month when it's only $7.99. Yeah. Oh, the new small dies keeps my mini machine on my table now. Yeah, I mean, must be honest, mine is always out because it's really, really necessary to do that. So I'm just going to take those. Okay. So I don't want to pop these out. I just want to take off my tape. Just like that. I'm going to grab one of my Class 2 finger daubers. Still the best products ever, these. And we'll keep to that pink theme, shall we? Because I've been doing the pink. So I've grabbed a bit of VersaFine Clair here. Take the pink. And all you do, onto your finger dauber, and just run through. So people have been asking about the leaves. Our Nicola's put a link on for anyone who wants the leaves on their own. They are included in that bundle. But if you want just the leaves, because they're sized to fit all of these. They really are. Wait until you see, our Nicola will say, hopefully, but wait until you see the slimline foliage dies for Christmas. They are lovely. Shouldn't say that while I'm in the middle of doing this. But you can see, just coloured through. That's it. Scribble over the back. Nothing posh. Nothing spectacular. But just check. And I'm like, oh, I'm not sure I'm not sure if that's finished off. So I'm going to run it through again. Never ever be afraid. If you find a die, because we were using this in a workshop yesterday, so, you know, I'd rather show you the genuine thing. So what I've done is, I thought, oh, that middle flower's not quite cut. So I've added a little bit, a little paper shim, and I've just cut it through again. What's our Jane said? Ink through dies are so easy and effective. They are, because wait until you see. Let me show you just this one. Look at that. That is not what you would expect to get, because it's white. But look how fine it is from colouring through that. But that's why it was designed. I've drawn it to work that way. So I've drawn it to work to give us, even on these tiny ones, you get colour through on every single little petal. So it works on every single one. Let's just peel that one off and then pop those out. But I wanted to show you how to put these together, and also what I was talking about a full circle. So out of each of this, so out of this sea holly, you're going to get 4, so you're going to get 8 flowers if you want to use them individually, or if you double them up, you're going to get 4, so you're going to get same as I would normally do, an extra large, a medium, and a small, and then you're going to get 4 sort of mini flowers or 4 centres. So easy to do. And putting them together, again, really, really simple. So a little bit of glue glaze, just in the centre of each of those 4. I love this flower. As I say, it's similar to the thistle, so I don't want to say it's not. It's a little bit wider, and of course it's been designed as a draw through, as a colour through. And all you do is you rotate it and put it on, but can you see it fills exactly? So it fills to make a full, it's almost like a sun, like not a sunflower, but a sun style flower. I can't get my, I know what I mean. So just going to glue that on there, like that. And just rotate that one round to give us there. Perfect. And then all I'm going to do, again, I size everything the same. Measurements sort of sit in my head. This is something we were saying on the workshop yesterday. So the large pearl will fit the centre of all of them. So these are the craft artist pearls. And the mini smaller one will fit in the centre and just give you a little rim of the colour on the outside of the pearl so you don't completely lose it. But one of the ways to make these so effective is to just pull up the top, every petal on the top one. And it gives it a massive 3D, but it doesn't go gappy because the way the petals were designed to be that little bit wider. So just like that. Nice and simple. Pull each petal up like that. And you can see you get a real 3D flower. So I'll show you there, look. They're like firework flowers. They're really full. So what's that? Colouring through dies, when you take the flowers out, you can then add another colour to the outside edge. You can, to make your own fantasy flowers. That's a brilliant idea. Thank you, Karen. And Susan just said, reminds me of Sweet William. Oh, my granddad used to grow Sweet William. I wonder how would they... Oh, I'm going to have to look that, because aren't they like blues and purples? And I've not done any in that colour. I'm going to have to try colouring through tomorrow in blues and purples and see what I can get. But even the tiny one will still sort of pick up like that. So it'll just work nice and simple. It doesn't take a lot of time, because all you're doing is flicking the highest sort of like bit at the end of the sea holly. I perhaps should have called these Sweet William. So there's our flowers made. So let's do something with them. Nicola says she can pretend they're thistle flowers as well. Well, you can if you want to. It's really, really simple. So what I've done here, I've already cut on here the two dies that do the... Oh, you've decided you don't want to stick. Do you know these were working so well earlier? And now they've all decided not to stick for it. It's very... I've got to be fair, I don't know what it's like where you are at the moment, but it is very hot and very, very humid here in Sheffield, in the craft cave. So it is very hot and very, very humid. Deborah says, reminds me of a candy tuft flowers too. Ooh, nice. I always want you to be able to make more flowers than you can with than just what I set them as. You've got to be able to get hold of more different flowers and make different ones and things. One of the ones I love, and I've got to try and find the sample for... Where did it... Oh, there it is. Oh, Leslie used these as centres for the stitched dogwood, and again made them look like completely different colours. Sweet William flowers are pink and reds. Right, Susan, I'm going to have to look that up now. So all I've done is I've taken a square of coconut white again, and this is 5 3/4, and I've taken those two Crazy Daisy inserts and just cut them into the card. So I've cut both of them. I've obviously put one down somewhere. So it works really, really well. But I wanted to show you that you can actually do the same thing with the other ones. Oh, it's got very humid as well, says Sarah Jane down in Devon. So I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to cut a piece of coconut white to 5.5 by 5.5. And we can do exactly the same with the two inserts that you get with the scalloped wreath. And this will give you the perfect leaves to offset these onto. So when you're doing this, and I wanted to show this, is your instinct will tell you to go like that. But can you see, it's not a circle, it's an oval. What you want to do is they've been designed so you pull them away a little bit. You can use the die itself to kind of guide you if you want to, but just doing that, pulling them away so it looks like a circle, is perfect. So what have we got? Oh, it's dry. Oh my gosh, Nicola is in the depths of Scotland and she said it's dry there. That's unusual for you, isn't it? Bless you, Nicola. So I've still got that piece I'd cut. See, everything had cut on it, sorry. See, I'm racing ahead, getting too hot. So I'm just making sure that's nice and even. And I'm just gonna run that one through. And again, let's take a piece from the spring greens. I'm gonna take this sort of softer green. It's Helen Louise says it's meant to be hotter tomorrow, 26 degrees in Wolverhampton. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think we're getting really hot. I don't deal with heat well. I'm not a hot person. I might have lived abroad in the heat, but I don't. I lived in Spain, but I didn't deal with the heat very well. I used air conditioning an awful lot. So this one will give you those beautiful leaves, almost. And every time, and you know when you can't not see something, it almost makes me think as well. I can see coffee beans. I reckon if I did these, if I put brown behind here, it would look like, I could make it look like there were coffee beans and put a coffee. There's so much you can do with these as just a background. But you see how beautifully that works as a set of leaves. Yeah? So I'm going to take a little bit, again, spray glue for speed. Ooh, we are quickly running out of time. I didn't realise the time. So I've got loads more flowers to add on, but I can just put my little flower collection on without needing any leaves. But I can also put these on. If you notice, they've got little places where the flower would be, where the leaves actually come up together, just like that. So I could keep running through that, but I'm literally eating time. I didn't realise I've been nattering so much because we've only got like 5, 6. Oh, I've got 3 minutes left, so it's not too bad. So what I had done to go with this was just to show you an option of, we can go with just the Crazy Daisy as well, yeah. But then you've got that little mini wreath, which is perfect. So you've got your little mini version of the wreath exactly the same as the larger one, so that works so well. And again, with those little leaf sprigs, if you want to offset it, I just think that's so sweet. But the actual dies have been designed so that we can go further, so you can just cut into a piece and put put sentiments in and all sorts of things. And I had all of those pieces all prepped around somewhere, and I've lost all of them now, so I'm obviously losing my brain or something. But thank you for watching. Thank you for watching and for joining me for the launch of this beautiful new collection, which is, I think, you know, I've called this is the sort of sea holly scalloped wreath collection. So you've got your beautiful sea holly frame, which is 5 3/4 inches, and that gives you that background, and that's what we've used to make the background for the card we've made tonight. I will put a picture of this out tomorrow. Remember, there are 6 videos step by step, so at least 2 for each die on this one. Then you've got the scalloped wreath, which again gives you that beautiful, perfect scalloped wreath. Again, think of it for Christmas, think of it for your hat box and everything else. And then you've got your sea holly, which is again your brand new colour through die, which you can just do so much with. So all 3 of those are available. It is a limited edition collection, and they have been flying out from lunchtime when they actually went live. They're dispatched from the 17th, which is Tuesday. So they will be dispatched from the 17th, and they are exclusive here, direct from us via Crafts2 and the Art of Craft together. So if there is something you fancy, click on and place your order. Remember, it's free P&P for anything over £20. And if you don't, just thank you for joining me and enjoying the show and the demonstrations, because it's all about us coming together as a family, whether it's here on the Craft Store or live on the Art of Craft. I will be back live on the Art of Craft Facebook at 6 o'clock on Wednesday. And then 7 o'clock on Wednesday, more inspiration with these on Craft Cave Live, which is on John Next Door Official. And I'm back here on the Craft Store next Monday. So a week on Monday at 6 o'clock with the launch of a brand new Crafts2 tool. It is absolutely so exciting. It's something I've been after for years, and it does really what I want it to do. So I will be with that, and that's a week on Monday, because next Sunday I will be at Bolton. So if you're coming to Bolton, come and say hello, bring cake, it's always welcome. But thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for joining me on the Craft Store and supporting John Next Door, Crafts2 and the Art of Craft. We really do appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.